I had a perfect life, huge house, a successful company, and a loving wife. However, I made a terrible mistake, and to fix it, I had to end my wife's life. It may sound evil, but I am desperate. A few days ago, I received a text message at 4 a.m., and Leonora became suspicious, asking to see it. Despite her insistence, I wouldn't give up my phone, telling her it was just my friend Peter. She didn't believe me and tried to snatch it, so I threw the phone against the wall, breaking it. The next morning, Leonora apologized to me for what happened the night before. When she saw my broken phone, she offered to get it fixed. I declined and told her I would just buy a new one. I am an engineer who founded a successful construction company with my friend Peter, while Leonora was a successful musician who had to quit when our son Johan became gravely ill. Later, I met with Xenia, the employee I have been having an affair with. I found out that the message she sent me at 4 a.m. was an ultimatum, asking me to divorce my wife. We have been having an affair for 6 months already, and she is getting impatient. Meanwhile, Leonora checked my social media account and noticed a picture of me with Xenia. She stalked her and found more pictures of the two of us that clearly showed something was going on. When I got home, Leonora tried to seduce me, but I was cold toward her, which only made her more upset. She accompanied me to our company party, where I gave a speech thanking my employees and made a special mention of Xenia. I even invited her up to give a speech, and Leonora looked very unhappy. That evening, Leonora went looking for me, and that was when she caught Xenia and me together in Peter's office. My mistress saw her, smiled, and ignored her. Leonora looked upset as we were going home, but she chose not to confront me about it. I asked what was wrong, and she only said she was tired. The next day, my friend Carl helped me set up our midsummer bonfire. He knew about my affair and could relate, since he once had a mistress too and ended up divorced. I asked him how he told his wife, and Carl advised me to be honest and tell her straight up, saying the sooner, the better. He said he was so happy when he did it, and for the longest time, he finally felt free. When I arrived home to talk to Leonora, she asked me if I was having an affair. I denied it, but then she said she had seen me with Xenia the night before. I was about to break it off with her when she reminded me of the financial fraud I committed years ago, saying she would be implicated too unless she reported it to the police now. Leonora said she had sacrificed her career to take care of our son, and if I divorced her, she would be left with nothing. To stop me from leaving, she threatened to report my scam. I felt trapped and didn't know what to do. At the construction site, Xenia asked me for an update. I told her I had already spoken to my wife and lied, saying Leonora had agreed to the divorce. My mistress was so happy and asked me to meet her mother, who was visiting town that day. I spoke with Carl again and told him about my dilemma. He advised me to talk to one of Leonora's friends who could help convince her to leave me. I couldn't think of anyone, since Leonora had spent 18 years of her life taking care of our son. I tracked down my wife's old best friend and drove to town to meet her, not knowing that Leonora was following me. I later met with Cassandra, who said she hadn't spoken to Leonora for years. I told her about my plan to divorce my wife, but Cassandra said I couldn't leave Leonora that easily. She told me about Leonora's ex-boyfriend, Mike, who died after falling off a cliff. He had been about to leave Leonora for another woman, and rumor had it that Leonora was the one who pushed him. The woman Mike cheated with was named Sonia. I called Sonia and asked her what had happened back then. She said they were having an affair in the woods when she suddenly felt like someone was watching them. Later, she heard Mike scream, and when she went to look, she found him already dead below a cliff. Sonia believed it was Leonora's doing, but when the police investigated, Leonora's alibi checked out. While I was on the phone, I didn't notice that Leonora was standing just behind me, listening. Later, I went to Xenia's house and met her parents. From a distance, Leonora watched, heartbroken. When I arrived home, Leonora told me to leave, but I was afraid she would turn me in to the police. She told me that if I wanted to stay, I had to end things with Xenia. She made me call Xenia in front of her and break it off, but I couldn't do it. I told her I loved Xenia. Leonora got angry and kicked me out of the house. I had no choice but to leave. That afternoon, I went to the office and took one of the company vans. I hid by the side of the road, waiting for Leonora to pass by her usual jogging route. Filled with hatred, I sped up the van and ran her over. When I saw that she was still moving, I reversed and hit her again. I hurried back to the office and made sure the employees saw me, creating an alibi. When I got home, Johann asked if I had seen his mom. I couldn't answer and went to the shower, crying. A while later, I was shocked when Leonora arrived home, completely unharmed. I started shaking as she talked to me, asking if I had changed my mind and broken things off with Xenia. I said yes. I then learned that Leonora had taken a new route that day, which meant I had run over a different person. In bed, Leonora tried to rekindle our intimacy, but when she realized I still wasn't into it, she became upset. I asked her to give me some time. The next day, Leonora found out about the woman who had been killed in a hit-and-run the night before on her usual jogging route. Later, during our son's graduation party, the police came to our house, asking the neighborhood for help in solving the case. I told them I hadn't seen anything because I had been working late that night. Later that day, I went back to the road where I hit the woman, and it crushed me when I learned she was a mother. I went to the police station to turn myself in, but when I saw a message from my son, I changed my mind. I watched a news report about the incident, which said witnesses had seen a white van. At the car wash, Leonora discovered that her prepaid car wash card had been used on the same night the hit and run was reported. At home, Leonora showed me the security camera footage from the car wash that night. It confirmed that I had our company's white van washed at that time. She concluded that I had wanted to kill her, but ended up killing the wrong woman. Terrified, Leonora ran off and drove away. Later that day, I received a text from her asking me to meet her for dinner. We met at a fancy restaurant, where Leonora told me to kill my mistress or she would turn me in. She said she would help me with my alibi by telling the police that we had been together all night. She also revealed that she was the one who killed her ex-boyfriend when she caught him cheating, and that she had created a perfect alibi by playing a recording of a violin and returning just in time for her teacher to see her practicing. I agreed to her plan, and the two of us checked into a resort. That evening, I left without anyone noticing and went to Xenia's house. Instead of attacking her, I made love to my mistress. Meanwhile, to complete the alibi, Leonora played a recording of my voice when the waiter came in. She later sent Xenia a message using my phone, telling her that I was ending our relationship. Hours passed, and I still had not returned. Back at Xenia's house, after we made love, she went to the bathroom. She was startled to see Leonora standing behind her, and my wife stabbed her silently in the back. When I went to check on Xenia, I saw my bloodied wife and my mistress's lifeless body on the floor. The next day, the police went to Xenia's house because of a reported burglary, but they couldn't find her. They learned about her affair with me, so they came to my house to ask about her disappearance. I confessed to the affair but claimed that I had already ended it and had nothing to do with her disappearance. Leonora supported my story, and my alibi checked out, so the police couldn't pin anything on me. Though one of the officers remained suspicious, they eventually left us alone. They conducted a thorough search for Xenia's body, but found nothing. Meanwhile, my family and I celebrated midsummer. Later, I went to light the bonfire and burn the pile of wood, along with the only evidence of our crime, Xenia's body.